Wow, Jacob Elordi is having a hell of a year with Priscilla and now Saltburn. What did you think of Saltburn? I would love to hear your thoughts on this film down below. Don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content as well. Today we're talking about the 2023 thriller, dark, black comedy, drama, coming-of-age film, Saltburn. A student struggling to find his place at Oxford, named Oliver, finds himself drawn into the world of charming aristocrat Felix, who invites him to Saltburn, his eccentric family's sprawling mansion estate, for a summer to never be forgotten for all who are there.
Come to Saltburn.
Mr. Quick.
Wow.
And here he is now.
Oh, what beautiful eyes. Oh, how wonderful.
This is a wild film. This is a crazy movie. I liked it at parts and I didn't like it at parts, and I'll talk about both. The cinematography in this film is gorgeous. What a great, beautiful looking film. A haunting and unsettling film at times. That's also told through the story. But the tone and the style and the shots that they're able to capture on screen was beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Stylistic film coming from Emerald Fennell, like a candy popping sort of dark thriller movie. The estate that this movie is shot at is absolutely stunning, and it is captured so well, and it really adds like another character to this film. Is this estate, like, it feels like it's its own entity in itself, this Saltburn mansion. I love when filmmakers are able to make a location like another character in a movie. I think it's so great, so talented, and it's hard to do that in a very effective way. And this movie is perfect for its location and its style and tone. Barry Keoghan is fantastic and creepy as hell, menacing, dark, mysterious, interesting, thrilling, enticing, and he has this really layered performance where there's just so much going on behind him and you're not quite sure for a lot of the film. It is a complicated role to pull off, and I thought he was fantastic. I think he might get nominated even for an Academy Award for this film. The second lead of Jacob Elordi was amazing as well. He is so good in this movie. What an easy, just kind of breezy feel. He has such an interesting part, and they use the stardom of Jacob Elordi so well in this film to like subvert expectations in such a great way, and it doesn't spoil anything, but he is so amazing in this film too. The two leads of him, Barry Keoghan and Jacob Elordi, they're just fantastic in this film.
I love you. All right, cheers, Ollie.
My parents, they've got problems.
What do you mean problems?
Rosamund Pike is awesome. It's great to see her back on the screen again and really lighting up a role that was like tragic and sad and haunting and disturbing kind of all at once, and I thought she was perfect in this movie. Archie Madekwe, I think I'm saying his name right, from Gran Turismo, the movie I just saw this summer, was also awesome. He's having a 1-2 punch this year. The acting and the directing are really what make this film amazing. It is so well executed on all different levels of the production design, the lighting, the sound, the music is great in this film. I love the music and the sound design of this movie. The soundtrack is awesome. My kind of music in this film. Super dark humor is hilarious at times, like outright full out laughing, and then also laughing because I was just super uncomfortable in the movie. Like, There's a scene with a bathtub, and that's all I'm gonna say is bathtub. If you've seen this movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That just messed me up for... There was actually like 2 or 3 scenes in this movie that are so unsettling. They are hard to watch and hard to sit there. And it's nothing like too crazy, but when you think about it and you watch what's happening, you're like, ugh. And really, it's a dark comedy, drama, thriller, coming-of-age film that's all mixed into one. It's a psychosexual thriller about male sexuality, family, legacy, violence, class warfare, mixed into this like strange, offbeat, unsettling movie that's also at the same time formulaic and safe. Some things about this movie felt very familiar, and it was a bit derivative of other films that I've seen do this story and this sort of thriller, suspense, dark, black comedy kind of film. I've seen other films do it a lot better. This is definitely a film that's been heavily inspired by the talented Mr. Ripley. And at the same time, it's got some like Parasite in there. It's got some Killing of the Sacred Deer. Wild Things, if you've seen that movie, it's got a little bit of Wild Things in there. And it's also like a Shakespearean tragedy, also a part coming of age film. And it mixes somewhat well, but there's times where the tone shifts and it's kind of just really bizarre and out of left field for the sake of being bizarre and out of left field.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird!
And if you've seen all those movies that I've just mentioned and those tones, and if you like those things, you're really gonna love this movie. But this movie just isn't really my cuppa, as I like to say. It's not really my thing. And so I have to keep that in mind as I'm reviewing this movie, and as I was watching it, I was kind of like off-put at times because I'm like, yeah, this isn't my thing. But I could appreciate the artistry, the beauty, the wonderful performances, the great execution and directing of this film, and the cinematography and the production design. Like, I can still appreciate it. This story might not resonate with me, and this world that we're thrown into seems a bit far off and distant for me to really like relate to and understand. But it is a really thrilling and enticing, wacky, bizarre film. The last shot of this movie, I won't say anything much more than it's a hilarious dance number, and I'm sure it's gonna have a ton of memes, and it's definitely gonna be a viral dance video. There's parts of this movie that I absolutely loved and scenes I thought were incredible. And then there were some things that they did with this film that I just didn't understand. I didn't get the choice. I didn't really fully invest in this story necessarily because of the themes and the things that they explore in such a gross way at times. And again, it felt shocking to be shocking.
Well, I am shocked and dismayed.
Where the film like Promising Young Woman had a really strong story, a big statement, a bold action, and a wonderful execution. This isn't quite up to the same level, I would say, as Promising Young Woman. It was a bit long at parts, and it did drag, especially towards the second and third act of the film. I was kind of checking my watch and going, all right, let's wrap this up. It's about 10 to 15 minutes too long, if you ask me. And I have to say, because I've seen some of those other films, to me, the plot and the story of this film and this character of Oliver, it was a little bit predictable. So I wasn't as shocked as like everyone else in the theater seemed to be when certain things are revealed. For that way, I just can't quite say this movie is amazing. I do recommend to check it out because I think you'll have a really interesting time watching this kind of film. It is worth checking out on video on demand or when it comes out on streaming. Before I get my final thoughts on this movie, please make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Let me know, what did you think of this film, Saltburn? Are you an Emerald Fennell fan? Let me know in the comments down below. So I had a good time with this movie. I thought it was really interesting, fun, well executed. Ultimately, I don't know if this is my kind of story. So overall, I'm gonna go ahead and give Saltburn a B+. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. Come back and check out some other review videos like Disney animated musical film, Wish, the prequel for The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Have a great day, everyone. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.